Live.
Okay, we're live.
Now do your adjustment.
But I would really look at either diamond or common. First, look at the diamond ones.
You might want to move that plastic bag.
They're pretty reasonable. You're gonna drop about 60, 70 bucks.
We all stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. And please turn off all the radios and cell phones. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a moment of silence, please. Okay. Call the meeting to order. Secretary, what's the date today?
13th.
Okay, we have at the front table here, Joel, KC2, DAW. We have the Vice President, Alan Whiteman, K2, ADW. I have trouble with your, yeah. And again, this is KC2, YTD, Gary Stratton from Dansville. And on the far end here, we do have Donna.
KD2 CZY.
KD2 CZY, a board member and an assistant for this guy right here.
Help me.
Help me. Okay. First, I think what we'll do is we'll go around the room and introduce ourselves so everybody has a chance to make sure you know who's here. So, well, I just introduced you to Alan and Joel from Sonora. I'll start with Belinda.
Hi, I'm Belinda, KD2 BPJ from Wallace.
Okay, Dave.
I'm David from Bath, KD2 CZX.
Brian, KD2 GED from Wallace.
Ben, KD2 HEM from Bath.
I know it.
KE2YB Jerry Lynn from Bath.
KS2YL Nancy from Tyrone.
Speak up. Okay, back here.
Wait a second.
George, WB2OLJ from Pomona.
Okay,
Jim, W2JTC from Arkport.
okay.
Monica, KB2 QMB from Cornell.
Chris, guest. My name is Chris. I'm a guest.
Visitor? Okay, good. All right, did I miss anybody? Pat?
Patrick, Alpha Echo 1, Papa Tango from the booming metropolis of Bath.
I've lost him. He's there somewhere.
Who else did we forget anybody?
Ooh.
Okay, I guess we're all set.
Easy.
Yeah, our cameraman is, this is his first night on the job. We
Second.
apologize for that.
Second night.
What's that?
Second night.
Yeah, the second night, that's right. It's the second night. Sorry if YouTube viewers cannot hear the people that just introduced themselves. That's something we need to work on. I hope you heard them okay. Let me know if you didn't. Yes, Belinda.
W2 RMT is here. Noel Spears is here, and John Babbitt is here. W2 GQG.
Well, hello,
QGQ.
Rick. Hi, Rick, and hello, John.
Noel
Babbitt.
and John.
And John Babbitt. Noel. Hi, Noel. Good to see you. Thanks for sending Clara those wonderful emails.
Rick says loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Good to know. Okay. Well, I guess we'll call the meeting to order. And at this time, I'd like to ask for a treasurer's report. Now, I'm going to skip over the minutes from the last meeting for now and just do the treasurer's report first. Okay, go ahead, Joe.
Ruth cannot be with us tonight, but I do have her report. Operating account balance as of 2/13/19 was $2,925.40. Deposits for the month were zero. Disbursements for the month were zero. Operating account balance as of this evening is $2,925.40. Memorial account balance as of 2/13/19 was $500. We had $445 deposits to the Memorial Fund, all in memory of Dick Walters. Our Memorial Fund account balance at the end of the month, 3/13/19, was $945.
Okay, thank you, Joe. That's great. We'll go on to the approval of the last meeting's minutes here. And did everybody should have received an email of that. And if you've had time to review that, if you don't, we got a hard copy up here if you want to glance at it.
I've got 3 or 4 hard copies if anybody needs one.
We'd like to give anybody and everybody a chance to review that, because by rights, you have all the rights being a club member to not accept them as being the way they are or make changes. So, so if we could have a motion from the floor.
I move.
You moved, Jim Canine moved, and I have a second. And that was Jerry Lynn. Thank you, Jerry Lynn. Okay, super. So be it. Okay, we'll go on to the,
Better go ahead and,
yes, Joe.
better go ahead and move the question. Ask for those.
All those in favor? Approving the
Everybody
minutes.
good?
All those opposed? It is, so it is. Must be the medicine, I think. Okay, it's not me. All right, let's go on to committee reports. And the first one will be the website. Being the webmaster that I am, I've been updating it as much as I can. The pictures, the photos have slowed down quite a bit. I'm not getting photographs and things to put in the album like I have in the past. So if you've got any photos at all that relate to KLARA or your Radio Shack, by the way, I'd like pictures of people's Radio Shacks, if we could get that, and maybe even pictures of antennas that you have. I'd like to get a nice picture on there of Jim Canine's antenna. That would be nice. Jim's got a very nice one, and that's called the what again, Jim?
Hex beam.
Hex beam, yes, hex beam. And that's just about what the shape is doing.
Looks like an umbrella.
Looks like an upside down umbrella, right? And that's Jim Canine from the Hartport area. Okay, and I've got some pictures of other people's stations. I've got W3LSWs who we want to put in the next newsletter with his station and a little background information. And if you'd like to have the same done to you, well, hey, send us a picture. We'd be glad to put it up and a little explanation, and maybe it'll end up in the newsletter, depending on what Harold likes, whether he likes it or not. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yes.
I'd like to make a comment, please.
Yes, Pat, go ahead.
As the former frustrated webmaster
Yes.
of the club,
Mhm.
I would like to thank you for the work that you're doing and for an excellent job.
I thank you, Pat. Thank you very much. Very good. That's very much appreciated. It's lately of the past year, it's been, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Okay. That's what I've been trying to do. Repeater team reports. Well, I haven't got a report from the team, so to speak, but I can tell you that being ahead of it, we had been experiencing, and it always would happen just before the Sunday night net, this terrible barrel roll, I'm gonna call it that, because it's very similar to the barrel roll that the 700 down in the Elmira area has, is that sound where it comes in, it's noisy, and sometimes you hear some digital in it, and it's just weird. Well, we think with the help of stars, that would be Randy and Ron, went up, happened to be up there at the right time, working on their equipment up at Mount Washington, and they had a spectrometer there, and they were able to see all these spikes and information right there at the site in the same room as our rack is in. And the spike was coming from a particular rack about 5 to 6 feet away, I think it was. And what it turned out to be was a fiber optic connection of sorts that the county used for a feed to the most southern tier or something. Well, that unit had a defect, and it was putting out these garbage and spikes on near the frequency at the input or the output of our repeater system. So that was a great find. I thank them very much for that. And then we still had another noise coming in, and what we discovered there is that there was a problem with NOAA's transmitter. NOAA has a National Weather Service, NOAA, where they broadcast the weather, familiar with that. It seemed like one of those transmitters or one of those units that they were using was putting out spurious transmissions. And so that since, as we talked to Fred, who was the head of the IT department and radios for the county, and he got NOAA to install a new transmitter. So now that noise is gone. And then I asked Dave to go up one day with his Kenwood handheld, and just so that I could report back to Fred that all was okay. Dave went up and got by the fence, and he noticed that he had his radio on 190, and he was hearing a garbled, and he was hearing a weather report on the 190. So that made us wonder, what's going on? So what that turned out to be is probably Dave's radio, as we surmised, because I said, just take out more than one radio, and we did that, and it's fine. If you have a Bofang or this Kenwood's older, and it's been around for a while, and there's just something in it that's great. It's set just right, so it demodulates that really well and lets it come in. And it might not, if he set the squelch more, it might be, if he just closes that squelch more so that it isn't so open and loud. But that's interesting. If you're ever up on that hill and you're near that, it's a 300 watt transmitter. So that's part of the reason too. It's a 300 watt National Weather Service transmitter. And that, so that's, in regards to repeaters, it looks like we've got it, we found the tone had turned itself off. In other words, when you transmit and you're supposed to be sending the 110.9, well, it didn't care. You could get into it without it. And that was only by discovery we realized that was happening. So that was probably opening us to anything coming in also. So we found that, and then what we did is we adjusted the squelch on the 190 receive, one click toward the close, not open, but one click towards the close, just to make sure nothing gets in there. And it's been relatively quiet. We had a very quiet, very good net Sunday evening. I missed it.
It was short.
You only had 7 check-ins. So, but hey, it's did they have the ARES?
Not last week.
Okay, not last week.
I kind of fell asleep in the chair.
Was that your fault? Oh,
That was my fault.
okay. KD2BBJ, got that?
Yeah.
That's her fault. All right.
That's the NOAA 4 WXN 555L.
Yeah.
At Mount Washington.
Yes.
And that's the problem with these POFONs
Yeah, that'll come.
is adjacent channel rejection
Yeah.
and imaging.
The only thing you can do if you're that close to a tower, or if you've got any HT, and you're in a particular community where you're getting this interference, don't forget you have a setting called narrow or wide, and you've also got squelch. Normally you run wide FM bandwidth, and a narrow one. And if you go narrow, you might cut out some of that interference like could happen if you're up near a tower like that. So kind of an educational thing at the same time. Okay?
Squelch at 7.
Squelch at 7 if you want to, or what allows it to come through normally. Okay, the only other thing to report about repeaters is the ArcPort repeater. We still haven't installed the lightning protection units that we purchased. N2FMS, Harold, has been in Florida, and he'll be back in April. And I decided that I'm not going to worry about lightning too, and I figured I'll wait till Harold can come back, and maybe Jim and Harold and Dave or whoever else wants to participate, we can all go up at once and check out the repeater system and the new rack and install that protection on the repeater antenna and the link radio antenna. So, and then improve the grounding of the repeater. Okay, Education Committee, do we have anything to report other than the VE team has something? But
Nope, that's
Joe?
it. That's it for this time.
Okay, all right. And we're still on for September for the all-day tech license review and technician exam only.
If we have students, yes.
Yes, as long as we have students.
Timeout.
Please let us know.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, and VE testing, we had very good success as we got Rick Torrey, W2RMT, Linda, 82 BPJ, and myself went to the Crescent Cross Central High School, and administered the technician class license exam. And we had 3 candidates. We would have had 4, but the teacher backed out. So we did have 3, and all 3 passed. 3. That's a 3. Must be something wrong with that hand. Okay, and it went very well. Chris Romanchuk was there, and he said a lot of thanks. He was very happy we were able to do that, to get the 3 students that belong to their radio club there that Chris started, by the way. And they do have a 2-meter radio that's working that belongs to the club. They're able to contact the Alfred, I can't remember the call sign for the Alfred repeater, but it's one that Chris Romanchuk's been working on. If somebody wants to write in, like Rick or anybody wants to write in on the chat, let me know what that call sign is for that Alfred area repeater. And they can reach the 030 and Groveland station, and they can reach ArcPort. So they're able to, hopefully, they'll be able to participate in the net sometime, we hope. And we'd like to also, okay. Oh, okay. Ruth is watching. Our treasurers, and we didn't approve the treasurer's report. I tell you, it must be the medicine. Sorry, Rose.
You want to go back and do that?
If you recall what we told you about the treasurer's report, can I have a motion that the treasurer's report be accepted, please? I saw Nancy, and I saw Pat. Second. And all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Great. Yes, Pat.
I apologize for being so loquacious tonight.
Oh, just a minute. Would you please repeat that word again?
Loquacious.
Oh, okay. Loquacious. What's the definition of
But please
loquacious?
understand, I really haven't gotten started.
Oh,
But can you spell it?
What I would like to say is we had a testing session, that you and I,
yes,
and, just find YL was at.
Nancy and myself,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and that went rather well.
It did go rather well. I would like to thank the YL here
It's Nancy,
Nancy.
for her sergeant at arms,
yes,
which used to be under, when I was the VE coordinator, was my person that kept everything standing together.
yes.
And I would also, and you did a yeoman's job.
Okay, I do.
There's a
have
new
meaning
word
of it.
for you.
That's
A
neat.
yeoman's job
Thank you.
at standing it up. And I cannot remember the gentleman's name, but his, or a gentleman's call, but his name was Don in limbo.
Yes,
And,
who wants to be a VE for
He would
us?
like to become, he's a VE extra class that wants to become
Awesome.
more involved with our club and integrating technologies like Arduino and what have you into attracting people into the thing.
He's from Mansfield, Pennsylvania.
He is, and as you might know, you can't see it from there, but my call sign is on the front of my thing. It's
Yes.
on the back of my thing.
Can I tell him why?
It's on the batteries.
Well, this is
It's
why
on
Pat's
everything.
bringing that up.
And
Somebody lifted his radio.
I will let you go ahead with the story.
Pat went out for break, and we decided that we were gonna give a second chance to one tech and another chance for extra, wasn't it?
Yes.
And we thought, well, we'll take a break, you people come back, I'll go chase down the technician that failed, and see if he's still here.
$1.50 out in Amfest.
Yeah, there you go. And Pat came back, and this nice radio with a long antenna with his name or call sign on it was sitting there when he left, and when he came back, it was gone. And we're like, dum-da-dum, da-da-da-dum-da-dum. We're trying to figure out what happened. Well, I'll let Pat say.
Okay, what happened here is we looked at a couple of people who returned. Gary identified one, and I wandered around and took a look. I found a gentleman that had one of these with a regular battery onto it, with a very long width antenna, just like this, one of the
Yeah.
Japanese varieties or Chinese varieties of it. He had two of them stuck back there, and I said, if someone has stolen my handset, they are certainly not so clueless or stupid to wear it on their backside. Gary talked to the folks at the Legion Post that we were there, and everyone recommended, let's call the sheriff's office. There's certain things about drama that I love, but certainly someone that's there to take their extra class, and in that environment, drama wasn't needed. So at one point, I got up, and I realized the gentleman that I spoke to earlier was packing. So I went over, I got across the table from him, and I says, perhaps you've made a mistake. He was taking his test. I said, do you think you might have picked up my radio? And he reaches around the back and he drags his out. And he shows me on the bottom of it. No, here's my call sign right here. I said, would you like to reach around back again? And he did. And the look of surprise on his face was precious.
Yeah.
He pulled it out and said, huh. What the situation was is he dropped all his stuff down on the table
Pay his
with
registration.
Nancy and Gary and what have you to register to take the test again. And then when he picked everything back up again, he picked the HT up again, that HT that was there, because it looked, they all looked the same.
Yeah. And it just dumb luck.
Dumb
He put it
luck.
on his belt on the opposite side of where his, because his hands were confused after paying the cash and, and put it on the other side.
I think even with the disruption, Gary, he passed his extra.
Yeah, he did pass.
Was it extra?
And that is why I didn't want to create the drama.
I'd have to look.
But I think you
I'm
did.
ashamed to say that I should have brought that information and I didn't, but,
But congratulations to all the team that was
Yeah.
there.
yeah, yeah.
It was a great experience.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely.
You
Okay.
just never know what you're gonna run into. do
Boy,
you?
did we spend a lot of time on education. All right. Oh my gosh, I bet the watchers, the viewers are thrilled. All right,
No complaints.
no complaints? Okay, good. All right then. Yes, in relationship to what's in the old business, remember I mentioned about the inventory clerk position that we want to create, and which we couldn't create because we didn't have any bodies that were raising their hand or whatever. But that later that after the meeting, Bob MacArthur, KD2 MPE, stepped up and said he'd be glad to volunteer for that position. And so I had yet to meet up with him. We've just been crossing, playing phone tag or something. So we'll get that set up and show him what it needs to be done, as it says in the minutes.
Do you want a motion in that regard? Or is that not really necessary?
For that position?
Yeah.
I think what we'll do is we will allow the board to approve that.
Good.
That will be it's on the docket for the board and old business as it is, which we did not have this past because of illness on the board. It would have been a very small meeting. Okay. I would like to talk about Jamboree on the Air. I received an email from Brian, forgot his last name again.
Yes.
Myers.
Brad.
I was calling Brian. Brad Myers. And let's see. Let me mention that so far on his, at least this email, went to 3 individuals, myself included. And just to give you an idea what responsibilities or what has to be taken care of. On March, I think I got the right date, March 20th. I think that's the date. Because nowhere in this email does it say when the meeting that they want to have to kick off with says the date. So I will find that out for sure and make sure we get that in the minutes. And then if anybody would like to step up. But here's what the first email was. Walk through the facility to come to an understanding of the capacities. Okay, electricity, water, bathrooms, camping space, trash removal, all kinds of things. Decide who will be on the committee chairs. Okay. Decide the length of the event, 1 day, 1 night. This will be in October, anyway. And if camping's offered, a lot of things that don't even pertain to KLARA. Okay, I guess I'll get down to the bottom line is that I wrote back to him. I said, "Wow, we thought we were just going to have stations for you to use so that the scouts could participate on the air." Well, he replied, and he said he realizes that KLARA's only real responsibility is to provide station and control operators. I'd like to ask if there's any volunteers that would like to go to that meeting at the Howard Community Center. If you would, and what we'll do is we'll send out an email with that. I don't need to know right now. We'll send out an email and survey, so to speak, and see if we can get some volunteers that would be willing. I'd like to ask the vice president to be there, if he could. That would be great. There's a lot of material to be discussed, but we're not involved in a lot of the discussion. So it's apt to be a rather long meeting, but I want to show also to the chair of the community center itself and other Howard Community Center members that KLARA still has an interest. And this would be an easy way to get somebody to one of the meetings. It's not their regular board meeting, I don't believe. And I really apologize about the date on that. And I looked, I could not find it, and I couldn't get a hold of Brad to find out what that date was for sure. But it was around March 20th. And we'll send out that email and see if we get any replies back of those who would like to participate. Not that you're going to end up looking for trash cans or emptying cans, no. Just to be there to say that, hey, I'm KLARA, we're here. You know, how can we help in regards to ham radio? Okay, enough of that. All right. And I think Harold would probably, and 2FMS would be interested in making suggestions at that meeting too, if Harold would want to go. That would be nice, but he won't be here. He won't be back from Florida until April. So, but not to say he doesn't have any input, and I'll be sure to talk to him about that. All right, that's that. Now, we'll go on to the next thing here. Yes, I announced that ARRL is starting a new podcast, and it has started. It's called What Now? That you have your technician license. Has anybody heard it or listened to it?
Yep.
Joel has. I have. It's very brief, very simple, and quick.
Very good.
It was good too. Very good.
Production value.
Look it up.
Excellent.
If you have an iPhone, go to your podcast app and do a search for ARRL podcast, and you'll find that. If you don't, use whatever podcast or Stitch or whatever you use on an Android phone, and you can also use your computer too to get to those podcasts. The ARRL, the Doctor's Inn is the one that we're all mostly familiar with.
This alternates with that, I think.
And it, week to week, yeah, it alternates. Okay. All right. Okay, we talked about the 2-meter simplex challenge, which is coming up this spring. It was suggested that a short note on the 2-meter simplex challenge be forwarded to the Rochester Amateur Radio Association for inclusion in their newsletter. And was that done?
Yes.
Okay.
Glenda did that.
Okay. Well, oh, Glenda, thank you.
Welcome.
Very, very good. All right. And let's see. Do I got anything else here? Is there any more new business? Yes, Pat.
In line with the 2-meter simplex challenge,
Mm-hmm.
someone, I think it may have been you or Joel, sent out an email message about that.
Yes.
And that presents an interesting opportunity for club members to do building and experimentation.
Antenna building. Yeah.
Yeah, antenna building with stuff that you can go down to Bath Building Supply or anywhere else and get some round stock and some hollow round stock and some box channel and build an antenna with. It gives an opportunity, once one has built an antenna like that, to do all sorts of interesting things, ranging from satellite to weak, 2-meter, so on and so forth. And what I would like to suggest, if there's anyone interested here in this group and to move it forward to subsequent meetings, is to get together a small group of people that are interested. I thought about emailing on this, but put together a small group of people that may be interested in working on these kinds of ideas, because having a Yagi in your hand pointed up at the International Space Station and making a contact as you see it streak across the sky fits the same billet as that 2-meter challenge.
Sure it does.
And it gives us an opportunity to experiment and use things that are non-complex that we have in our hands, and so on and so forth. So let's talk about that in the future.
Yeah, that's an excellent suggestion, Pat. I think that would be kind of a nice thing to do, if we could come up with that. I'm wondering about Yagis, and I'm curious. Earlier, before the meeting started, Pat was going over some things about antennas for the HTs, and and then how the antenna that comes with most of the Bofangs and that are not really that great, and then replacements that you can possibly purchase, and that is one of the things that you can do to improve the simplex challenge. If the only radio you have is an HT, there's lots of ways, as Pat explained earlier, that you can adapt the antenna connector and connect it to an antenna outside. Say you don't have an antenna, well, this is what we'd like to do. We'd probably like some,
or even a Yagi, or a short pole in your hand.
yeah, or maybe even help you come up with there's tons of Yagi diagrams and specifications out there for building one. And I think that will be a priority topic for our next board meeting. That what I'd like to do is discuss that, Pat, and then we'll see what type of monetary funding we can do for that.
Send you an email.
For material, yeah, send me an email, and we'll discuss that at the next board meeting, because I'm sure the club would want to be able to provide some monetary funds for that, I would think, and it wouldn't be a lot. So build your own Yagi, hold out the window as you're driving around, you know, like Monica.
That would be.
You know, who drives? Monica? Monica drives, you could hold the antenna. You got the antenna.
Even fox hunting.
That's what I was just going to say, that's what fox
So-
hunting used to be.
You could, yeah, and there's no reason why the simplex challenge, it can't be much like a fox hunt. It's basically what you're doing is you're hunting for any contacts that aren't on a repeater. And that'd be great. Okay, excellent idea, Pat. Anything else?
Yes.
Yes.
John Babbitt says, is KLARA participating in the county parks on the air March 30th? They will be set up at the lighthouse here on Gasparilla Island.
Okay,
First I heard of it.
that's the first time.
Okay.
Well, John, send us an email. Send it to the Cuba Lake Amateur Radio Association email. Send it to that email, and
Because if he wants, he can call me and I'll put it on speaker.
Yeah, we could do that possibly.
John, call my cell phone and I'll put it on speaker. If you would explain it to us, because we are not familiar.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. See. Anything else?
Yes.
Yeah.
I went shopping at Sam's Club with Rick and Annie.
Yeah.
And while I was there, they had a beautiful 30-cup coffee pot.
Yeah.
That was normally $50, marked down to $30.
Mm-hmm.
And at the breakfast, we had issues with the coffee pot.
Yeah.
There from Howard, and several other times we've needed a bigger coffee pot.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and picked it up. It was $29.99.
Well, thank you.
So can I get reimbursed?
Yeah, no, good for you.
I forgot the receipt.
Oh, now you're in big trouble.
I know it.
Yeah.
But it came to
Now we have two
$32.39.
people signing the checks.
I know it.
You're in big trouble because I'm going to be as
Ruth doesn't like
strict as
giving
Ruth. You know.
checks.
I called Ruth first and talked with her about it.
Oh, you did talk
Yes,
to
I
Ruth?
did.
Oh,
I did.
Okay.
But we thought, and I bought one for myself too. Well, actually for Brian.
You say 50?
It was 50 on clearance for
How many
30.
cups? I'm sorry.
30.
30 cup.
It's a
Is
30-cup
that
coffee
something
maker.
we could store here and use here too?
I believe so, yeah. But only it takes about 45 minutes to make a pot.
I was gonna say,
Oh, Oh, here,
Without-
there.
I timed it,
Maybe,
We wouldn't use that much
we
here.
probably, if we
No,
did, we
but for
probably-
the field days, we would use it a lot.
We might still be here at 4 in the morning if we did
Or
that.
the VE sessions.
The VE sessions, we could use it. I mean, there's a lot of times we could use it.
Well, we'll make sure the board, we'll talk about that. I'm sure.
So I
Ruth
gotta
is
go to
gonna
the
bring-
board meeting?
Yes, and I'm sure Ruth will,
Okay, John does not have all the info with him
Yeah.
to call me.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay,
thanks, Dan. When you
please
do,
send-
just send us an email.
And email.
Probably on the-
That was John Babbitt in
Yes.
Florida.
Yes, John Babbitt in Florida.
Saving
I
daylight.
want to make another suggestion.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
Pretty
Elliot.
shortly, we'll get another note from KLARA that says if you have anything to add to our newsletter, let us know. I would suggest either you or Rick or the two of you together put together a short description of what you're doing with YouTube and streaming audio,
Good idea.
and send that up to Forrest and see if he'll put that in the newsletter for us.
Okay, hey, I'm for it. Rick, are you? He's listening, I know. We could do that. We could put something together.
That's just the kind
He's
of,
usually pretty agreeable.
that's just the kind of stuff that they're looking for the
Yes.
newsletter.
Yes?
I think that would be a real good one.
Yeah, we could do that. That would be good.
Raise the profile of the club that much more.
Yeah.
Elliot is also on if you want to add him to the list.
Let me
Yes.
see your-
Rick said yes.
let me see
Actually, he
your-
said yep.
Oh, yes. Rick brought that to my attention.
Rick
Make
said
sure-
yep.
Oh, good. We have to make sure we get all the people that are on YouTube in our list as being here.
I have a question about that also.
Yes, go ahead, Joe.
How do you want to handle that? Do you want to use two headings, one for present and the other one for virtual, maybe?
You could just say YouTube.
Yeah, have it as two headings, so you know
Yeah.
who was
On
in-house and
YouTube.
who was
Yeah,
by internet.
yeah, YouTube streaming. Yeah,
I
sure.
thought you were gonna say outhouse.
Yeah.
In-house and out-house, yeah, that works.
I'm sorry, Nancy, I didn't quite catch
They're
that.
in Florida, they're down in the outhouse.
Outhouse, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, good.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
One
Oh.
thing from this.
Yes, Alan.
Antique Wireless Museum. We'd love to get a group of people to go. The date March 23rd was mentioned. Maybe we'll send an email out to all the members. And if you are interested and want to go, respond to the email and we can hopefully go as a group. It's in Bloomfield. It's a $10 admission fee, or if you're a member, it's free. Saturday, it will be 1 to 5. It'd be good if we got there at 1, and it'll be a good learning experience with the grandkids, whoever you could bring along, so.
What was the date?
March 23rd.
That's a,
March?
March
Yeah, that's coming
23rd.
up quick.
It's a Saturday, it's coming up quick,
Yeah.
unless we could think of a better date, but
I'd
for
say,
some reason at the board meeting, we thought that was a good date.
March 23rd.
Did you get a hold of him?
I talked to somebody from there, and it shouldn't be a problem unless we have a huge group.
Yeah.
That's why it's good if we can get a response.
If you want to, let's, why don't anybody that wants to go, meet here, unless that's an inconvenience, and then somebody that needs a ride, or people could carpool, and we could go as a group like that. And I'll put together an email with Joel, Mark, and Alan, and let you know what time that will be here. We can meet in the parking lot here and go from here.
What time?
Okay?
What time?
All right.
It goes, they open at
March
1
23rd, they're open at 1 o'clock. in the
until
afternoon.
5.
Till 5.
I would recommend getting there as early as possible.
Yeah.
What time here?
How long does
Yeah.
it take to get there? So when
Oh,
we be here?
from Bath to Bloomfield?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, we can check
Maybe
it
an
out.
hour, just under. Be under an
Oh, it's
hour.
less than an hour. Yeah,
Yeah, it's under an hour.
yeah, oh, yeah.
Because my friend lives in Bloomfield and
Yeah.
camps in Bath.
And then
So-
what we do is we would, well, let's do this. Who would like, would say probably, we want to be there by 1 o'clock. Is it, you think that's interfering with lunchtime, or do you think we ought to,
We'll leave it late work.
We could meet for lunch first.
yes, we can. We could all go and have donuts and coffee too. Now, if 1 o'clock's okay, we'll meet here at noon, something like that, and then go from there. And we'll be there approximately. Yeah. That'll give us plenty of time. We don't have to be in any hurry. And if you get there before everybody else, go ahead and have fun. But it's a nice opportunity, and it's not a lot for that donation amount, for what you get to see. And we'll also, Ellen, we gotta make sure people know where it is.
Yep.
And do you have the exact address?
The exact address is 6925 Route 5, Bloomfield, New York, 14469.
Get that? If you miss it, we'll have that in the email that we send out. And also you can reference the YouTube movie will be out. Also, any other new business? Okay. All right. If we don't have any more news business, before I ask for a motion from the floor, I would like to bring up an important fact here. If you know somebody that's they're thinking about getting their technician license, I think it really works out great if that individual, that student, that teenager, school student, go on to the fcc.gov site and sign up and get an FRN number. And then that helps expedite things a little faster. And then when you have I don't want to say underage, I want to say young age that show up, I don't have my social security number. I have no idea what it is. What is a social security number? So this
I
way,
don't have a driver's license either.
yeah, and they don't have a driver's license.
Yeah.
But even for adults, it would be good if you know somebody that you think would be very interested in it, go to the FCC site. The normal place is the ULS area of the FCC. They have now, they've got that in place, but now they've created a new one that's going to replace that. And if you would like to see that tonight, I'll show it tonight. Otherwise, I can just put it in an email and you can watch it at your leisure. So what would you like to do? See it now or at your leisure?
I'd like to do both.
You'd like to do both?
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Okay, stand by then, and can I have a motion from the floor for adjourn?
Yeah.
Can you?
I saw Dave's finger first,
I will.
Then Nancy second.
and Nancy second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? That's it. We'll set up for that little quick YouTube presentation. And for the YouTube viewers that are watching this, we're going to try an experiment and see if we can get you to see that at the same time. Maybe we can, maybe we can't, but we'll be certain to send you an email. As a paid member, we'll send you an email with that address and information. If you don't have your email, send us an email to the KLARA email address, which you find on the website, klara.us. Thank you.
Let me get out of here right here, boss. Well, I can say I've done it all now. I've done it on YouTube. Whoopee.
It's still on.
That's a first.
We're just paused.
Bob didn't like it and John didn't like it if I couldn't.
I don't know how to pause. Oh.
We need to. Can you get that sort of straight? Actually,
Hey, Joe, Superintendent Capson?
I left my search back there with my mom.
see if I can get some.
I think it's just arthritis, but hopefully it's nothing too serious, but when I get up, I'm stiff, and it gets going. But it's nothing serious.
I just broke it.
Yeah.
I think I got bursitis in my shoulder.
Bert, Arthur? Really? Yes, it is. It's little smidges. That's so cute.
So what did it look like after you got it open? I had that screen previously, put the arthroscope in. Taking care of that. And then it's been 5 years. You wouldn't be able to stand.
And Ralph was the builder. 3, 4, 5. Think about how many times I come over to the house and we chess and play video rooms and meet at Dunkin' Donuts, and there's the marble guy that we meet up with, and we go down and the weekly eating things, so on and so forth.
System, software where you can, Belinda will have a ball with it, but she can actually go between one thing or another if she needs to. And then if it needed to go to a slide presentation like that, then she could just do that. So we got lots of things to do, and thanks for coming tonight. We appreciate it.
You want to shut it down?
And no, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
I even said please.
You're not the boss of me.
Hey, you want us to go find that spaghetti?
What?
Oh, yeah, I'll get my noodles out.
Get her noodles out, yes.
The problem is, we gotta go to the